The 5 men accused of murdering soccer sensation Senzo Meyiwa were formally charged this morning. The group appeared at the North Gauteng High Court after a week-long postponement. All parties confirmed that they were ready to proceed. Meyiwa was gunned down at his then-girlfriend Kelly Khumalo's mother's home in Vosloorus, Johannesburg. After a lengthy investigation and delays, the trial had finally begun this morning. However, a short adjournment was sought as one charge was amended and an accused had to be briefed. The North Gauteng High Court heard this morning that accused number 3 had been allegedly assaulted at the court cells last Wednesday. Advocate Malisela Tifo asked for the accused to be moved from Khosi Mampuru Correctional Center. The state says it's investigating the incident.
My Lord, the accused are facing 5 charges. The first charge, my Lord, is one of murder, read with the provisions of Section 51, subsection 1 of the Criminal Law Amendment Act 105 of 1997. Simply put, this is premeditated murder. In that, upon or about the 26th of October 2014, and at or near Vosloorus in the district of Boksburg, the accused did unlawfully and intentionally kill Mr. Senzo Robert Meyiwa, a 30-year-old male, by shooting him with a firearm. I don't know whether they prefer to plead.
I wanted to ask you, do you want to do
charges,
count after count, or do you want whatever? It depends on what you prefer.
Yes, I think I can put all the charges and they can then plead, my Lord.
Yes.
The second count is one of attempted murder. In that, upon or about the 26th of October 2014, and at or near Vosloorus in the district of Boksburg, the accused did unlawfully and intentionally attempt to kill Ms. Zandile Lorraine Khumalo, an adult female, by shooting at her with a firearm. Count 3 is the one that we have just been talking about, my Lord, that has been amended. It's robbery with aggravating circumstances as defined in Section 1 of Act 51 of 1977 and read with the provisions of Section 51(2) of the Criminal Law Amendment Act 105 of 1997. And simply put, my Lord, it's robbery with aggravating circumstances. In that, upon or about the 26th of October 2014, and at or near Vosloorus in the district of Boksburg, the accused did unlawfully and intentionally assault Ms. Kelly Khumalo and or Ms. Gladness Khumalo, and did with force and violence take a Samsung S4 cellular phone, the property or in the lawful possession of Ms. Kelly Khumalo and or Ms. Gladness Khumalo, and did rob them of same, aggravating circumstances being present in that the accused made use of a firearm. Count 4 is one of possession of firearm in contravention of Section 3 of the Firearms Control Act 60 of 2000, in that upon or about the 26th of October 2014 and at or near Vosloorus in the district of Boksburg, the accused did unlawfully and intentionally have in their possession a firearm, to wit, a 9mm parabellum C7 model 75 pistol with an obliterated serial number without being in possession of a license to possess the said firearm.
All right, well, for more on this story, let's cross now to Hasina Gori, who's been covering the case for us. Thanks very much for joining us, Hasina. I do understand that all of the accused appear to have pleaded not guilty.
Good afternoon, Nombu. Yes, as you mentioned, all five finally charged this morning here at the North Gauteng High Court. It's been quite a long process to get this trial to even begin. This morning, even we saw those delays, and as well as the objections being brought in by the defense advocate, Advocate Tefo, telling the court that accused number 3 was assaulted last week, Wednesday, allegedly here at the cells at the Pretoria High Court. Following that adjournment last week, we saw a week adjournment being brought by the legal counsel of accused number 5, and that was in relation to the advocate saying that she did not have enough time to consult with her client due to the state bringing out or sending out those statements quite late. So this was just some of the delays we saw coming into today, but they've been finally formally charged, those 5 counts which you've heard. They all pleaded not guilty. We took an adjournment for lunch, but also because the defense lawyers had said they needed to consult with their clients ahead of bringing a plea. We've heard from defense lawyers saying that they are bringing a plea application that they believe that they have wrongfully accused and their clients, and they have no part in this. But I want to bring in someone who's been part of the trial and following it as well. Advocate Harinal, thank you so much for joining us. You here on behalf of the family. We finally see the accused being charged this morning, and we've seen this, the delays. What's your thoughts so far, on what we've seen so far?
Good afternoon. It's not unique. It's not unique to this particular case. Most of these big cases, especially where there are more than one accused, we have 4, 5 accused in this matter, so it's not unique. I think one becomes used to all these delays, but at long last, they pleaded to the charges. They all pleaded not guilty, but what we're now expecting is a plea explanation. I think that's important to understand. If they will give a plea explanation, mostly the accused won't.
We've also heard from the defense lawyers, for especially the first 4 accused, saying that they believe these are the wrong suspects, that the confession that the state claims to have was taken, coerced, and they want to bring in a trial within a trial. Speak to us around that.
You see, what will happen is they now have to give a formal plea explanation. Lots have been said in the media. There have been lots of interviews. Now we're at the trial. Now it's an opportunity to, on record, indicate why they're pleading not guilty. Let us wait for that. Because, we were waiting for that for so many years, and then just before they were able to do that, there was an adjournment for the lunch break. We're now going back. That's what we're expecting. We're expecting a plea explanation. That's not the same as an interview or explanation before the trial starts. This is formal. So let us wait and see if there will be a plea explanation.
Thank you so much. As you heard, this is the lunch break ahead of that plea explanation, which we expect to hear more about once we get into the courtroom. It's been a long process to get here. The process has, finally began. We did speak with correctional services as well as the NPA, trying to get some clarity with regards to the assault allegations that were brought. They've told me that they are investigating the matter, and they will speak, to us once they have some clarity on what's going on. We also saw that Advocate Tefo had asked or brought an application to have his client, accused number 3, to be moved from Khosi Mampuru Correctional Services back to Johannesburg Correctional Services, saying that his client was being assaulted, saying that he was serving a sentence in Johannesburg Correctional Services and, should be moved back there. The judge did not entertain that, saying that he did not know much around safety, and this was a matter that Correctional Services need to look into, and that he could not even go into the accusations or allegations of assault that the advocate brought, as there was no facts brought to him and it was not tried on both sides. So he was not going to be, he wasn't going to engage on that specific matter. We know we're going to be back in court in the next few minutes and hopefully hear that clear explanation into why exactly all five are pleading not guilty.
Thanks very much, my colleague there, Hasina Gori, reporting from the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial in the High Court in Pretoria.